Hello, my name is Sarah Wood, and I'm a trainer for the Department of Services for Children, Youth, and their Families. I'm very excited to be partnering up with Trauma Matters Delaware and presenting to you today, Taking Care of You, a guide to self-care for human service workers. Before we get started, I always like to say, let's play a little drinking game. And by drinking, I mean take a moment to grab yourself a glass of water. Some benefits of staying hydrated are fluid balance, muscle relief, clearer skin, productivity boost, toxic removers, joint greasers, brain boosting, calorie control, blood normalizer, and fatigue booster, as well as fluid balance. Water is good for your body. So throughout the presentation today, you will see the little dancing glasses, and that is your cue to take a sip of water. So our objectives for self-care today are going to be to identify energy drains and their remedies, both physical and emotional, list some techniques to improve your well-being, test your level of self-care, and then discuss how you can develop a self-care plan. Before we get started, I want everyone to take a moment to think about your day. What does that entail? How's your work life? How is your personal life? And how does all of that make you feel? We're going to move into physical ailments and their possible remedies. And just to give credit where credit is due, I actually was able to attend a training provided by the training clinic on taking care of you as a tireless trainer, since I am a trainer. A lot of the things discussed in the physical ailment sections are things that pertain to us as human service workers. So I'd like to share some of that information with you. Nervous tension. We all feel it sometimes, especially in our day-to-day lives, whether that's personal or work. So some things you can do to reduce some of that nervous tension in your body are basic yoga moves, stretching, distractions, and walking. I did add a video at the end in the resource section for you guys to check out a 5-minute yoga video. This is something that you can do on your personal time or even sitting at your desk at work. Basic stretching helps to alleviate some stress and tension in your body as well. And distractions such as looking at pictures of loved ones, taking a quick phone call, or going outside for a walk and getting some fresh air are also things that can help you relieve stress and nervous tension. Poor posture. For those of us who are at work all day in our work chairs or are adapting to new work from home procedures, so maybe you don't have that cozy office chair anymore, you may be suffering from some poor posture. So if you can spot the differences in the image to the right of the screen, you can see that the first image, the image on the left, this person isn't sitting properly in his seat, his feet are not firmly planted on the ground, and he's looking up, putting strain on his neck at his screen. So when possible, practice proper posturing at your desk. So some things that can help with posture are exercises that increase strength and flexibility of your back, making sure you're sitting properly, in addition to how we stand. So if you're a worker who's on your feet all day, make sure that you're properly distributing your weight and taking those breaks to sit down when need to. If you have the availability to do so, you can also lay flat on the floor for about 5 minutes to stretch out your back. So hands above your head, laying flat on the floor. Don't forget to take a drink. So some stiff necks and shoulders and a tight lower back are ailments that we all feel, whether we're sitting at a desk or on our feet for work, or if it's not work related, the stress and pressures of our personal life. So some things you can do are pictured here in the graphic on the right are some yoga poses that help to relieve lower back pain. If you're not comfortable with those poses, that's no problem. You can do some simple arm stretches, neck and shoulder rolls, and do some low impact stretches that help release some of the stiffness in your neck, shoulders, and the tightness in your lower back. Sore feet. So for those workers and for those family members on the go or individuals on the go, we may suffer from sore feet. So if you're on your feet all day, make sure that you're wearing proper shoes. Make sure they fit you properly, they support your foot and allow your foot to breathe. You can always bring backup shoes for work or for whatever you're doing after work hours. Again, with weight distribution, make sure your body is properly postured. And for those who enjoy pedicures, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself to a pedicure from time to time to alleviate those sore feet. In addition, in the graphic on the right, there are some stretches that you can do to help reduce sore feet. Eyestrain. For those of you who are now working virtually and staring at a computer screen more than you normally would, or for those who are on the go for their jobs, eye strain can be something that causes headaches and fatigue of the eye. So when possible, if you are working virtually, step away from your screen from time to time, or purchase some blue screen glasses, adjust the brightness setting on your computer, and take look breaks. If you're in person at the office, make sure you adjust your room lighting if possible, or do some eye stretches. The graphic to the right talks about how to avoid eye strain. So you can get your eyes regularly checked, doing some eye exercises, rolling them, blinking your eyes, ensuring that you're in properly lit areas that don't strain your eyes, clean your monitor. And my personal favorite is the 20-20-20 rule. So for every 20 minutes you're working on a computer, take a break for 20 seconds and look at something at least 20 feet away. This will help reduce eye strain, especially when working with a computer. Also, here's your friendly reminder to take a drink of water. You are what you eat. I'm sure we've all heard that phrase before, and personally, if I was what I ate, I would be pizza. So, in previous classes, I've asked some individuals to list off some superfoods or drinks that make them feel better about themselves, make them feel healthier, or give them more energy throughout their day. Some things individuals listed were nuts, water, fruits and berries, fish, leafy greens or salads, beans, lean beef, vegetables, certain teas, quinoa, chicken breasts, avocados, smoothies, whole grains, yogurt, eggs, coconut water, and oats. And if you can think of some superfoods or drinks that would be beneficial for you, be sure to go out and grab some for yourself. We're going to talk about emotional drains and mental wellness. But before we start with that, make sure you drink a sip of water. So I always ask participants in my class to tell me some things that emotionally drain them, whether that's in their work life or their personal life. Some responses that I've had in my classes are COVID-19 and adjusting to a pandemic lifestyle, virtual schooling for kids, overworked or feeling burnout, finances, overwhelming household responsibilities, having energy for my family after work, no work-life balance, exposure to trauma through work, no time for friends or social life, no time for myself, lack of support at work, difficult clients, adapting to working from home, or adapting to the new rules and stresses of working at work. So take a moment to think of some things that emotionally drain you. And after that question, I always ask, what helps? What do you do, activity-wise, thought process-wise, to help your own mental wellness? Or what are some tips that someone has given you before? And in my classes, I always get a wide variety of answers. Taking walks, talking to friends and family, yoga, attending happy hour, bubble baths, playing with pets, going to the gym, baking, watching TV or movies, crafting, venting to coworkers, wine, listening to music, sitting outside, taking trips, doing a little shopping, gardening, spending time with loved ones, reading, regularly seeing a counselor, avoiding negative thinking patterns, telling my boss or spouse when I need a break or when I need help, volunteering, napping and being well rested, trying new things, or playing recreational sports. Now I want you to take a moment to tell me what helps you and your mental wellness when you're feeling overwhelmed with work life or personal life. And if you don't have anything, that's fine. Take a couple tips from this screen. A great helpful tip, especially when it comes to your mental well-being, is doing a body scan meditation. I am happily reporting that I borrowed this particular graphic. I was introduced to it by the Trauma-Informed Care Committee for the Kids Department. So when doing a body scan, you want to set aside a time or a place in your day where you can sit comfortably and you won't be distracted or disturbed. Find a comfortable but attentive seated position, close your eyes, and bring your attention to your toes. Working from your toes, bring your awareness to each body part moving up. What you're looking for here is getting a sense of how your body feels. Do you feel tension in certain areas of your body? Do you feel stiffness in certain areas of your body? Do you feel calm? This helps to reduce stress because body scan meditations encourage self-awareness. So it really brings to light some areas of your own body that you may be ignoring. So some health benefits to a body scan meditation are reduced stress, decreased muscle tension, and increased pain tolerance. Now I want to get to know about you. So we're going to take a real self-care quiz, and this will help to identify where you personally need help. All you need to do is grab a scratched piece of paper or count with your fingers how many times you answer yes to the following questions. 1, do you have a morning routine that is nourishing and allows you to start your day with some time for you? 2, do you set a daily intention every morning? Do you know the top 3-5 values that you find most important to do, and you check in with setting your daily intentions? 3, do you have time alone every day? 4, do you eat healthy, whole and non-processed foods primarily, and exercise most days of the week? 5, do you have hobbies that you are passionate about? 6, do you take days off of work when you need a break? 7, do you take breaks at work to be mindful of how you are feeling and check in with your daily intention? 8, do you have people who you can talk to that really hear you? 9, do you eat regularly? 10, do you stop and go to the bathroom right when you need to? 11, do you say no when you don't want to do something? 12, do you have a slow down routine that you use to ease from your workday to your home life and a place in your home that is your sacred space, whether that be a room, a corner, or a deck? 13, do you have time in the evening to read, watch TV, play with your kids, or something else you enjoy doing. 14, do you spend time with friends who really get you and have the same passions and values as you? 15, do you have a nighttime ritual to let your body know it is time to settle down and get ready for sleep? Does this routine include turning off all electronics at least an hour before bed, turning down lights, and stimulating music and noise? 16, do you sleep 7 to 8 hours a night? 17, do you have a regular bedtime and wake up time? 18, do you ask for help when you need it? 19, do you have any spiritual routines that nourish you, whether that be church, meditation, or something else? And 20, do you take care of your pampering needs? Get haircuts regularly, get your nails done if you enjoy it, a pedicure, which is not just for women, or take time to get a massage when you feel tense. Now I want you to take a moment to tally up all the questions that you answered yes to. And here are your results. If you said yes to one or 5 questions, you need real self-care. You put others' needs above your own. You do not take the time to do things for yourself. And you teach others that they don't have to respect you because you don't respect yourself. It's okay. Let's take a drink and talk about it. If you answered yes to 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 questions, you are doing the bare minimum for self-care and are at significant risk for overexerting yourself and slipping into the no self-care realm. You are not honoring your higher self and therefore not fully enjoying your life. If you answered yes to 11 to 15 questions, you are providing yourself with some self-care, and that is fantastic. So congratulations to you. But there are still some areas that could use some work. So look at the no's and see where you can use some help. And if you answered yes to 16 to 20 questions, cheers to you. You prioritize self-care. However, unless you score 20, there's always room for improvement and things you could do to take better care of yourself. You already know it's important and to make time to put you first, and you have to make sure you keep that up. So everyone, let's take a drink and cheers to saying yes to at least 16 to 20 questions. So where do we go from here? I found a lovely website for a holistic wellness coach named Vivian, and she provided 6 steps to create a self-care routine that you'll actually stick to. And these 6 steps are very easy and simple to follow and to implement. First things first, we're going to take an assessment. Where do we need some help? And hopefully after that self-care quiz that you just took, you'll be able to identify some areas that you need to improve upon, whether that's your work life or personal life. Second, you're going to want to brainstorm. So after you've assessed the areas that need help and identified those areas, you're going to brainstorm some ideas to help implement some self-care routines. We're going to start very slowly with implementing these routines. So if you've picked some items such as, I need to go for a walk a day, or I need to really take some time out and sit to myself and have some coffee, or I would really like to get to the gym at least twice a week. We're going to start slow with some of these ideas. So if you are somebody who came up with more than 3 ideas, we're talking 10 to 15 that you want to get started to improve your own well-being, that's fantastic. But we're going to start slow. So try to pick at least 2 to get you started, and then keep the ball rolling from there once you've successfully implemented those things into your self-care routine. most importantly, you're going to want to schedule it. As adults, we have a problem with saying, oh, I don't have time to do that. I really do want a haircut, or I really do want to get a pedicure or a massage, but I just don't have time to do it. You do have time. Don't feel guilty about setting some time apart for yourself. So make sure you go ahead and schedule it so you know that you have time and you won't feel guilty about it later. Step 5 is to adjust your mindset. So by scheduling your me time, you've successfully cured the I don't have time thing, or I feel guilty about doing this when I could be doing something else, something more productive. This is equally as productive. You're taking care of you, and that's very important. And the last step, step 6, is called anchoring. So you want to anchor that new habit. So if you go through a typical day of yours, and you'll see how many habits that you've already have established. For example, getting dressed after you wake up in the morning, or getting to work in the morning, or going to the bathroom before bedtime. All of these things are habits that you've already established. So what you want to do is try to anchor on a new habit to those established routines. So possibly before bedtime, after you brush your teeth, if that's your routine, set aside 5 minutes to do some stretching and yoga. If you have no routine at night, and typically you just watch TV until you fall asleep, possibly put a timer on that. You can come up with your own techniques for anchoring, but definitely find a way to anchor a new habit onto an existing one. It will help you to stick in your new routine. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. And please, please, please remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. So you always want to take care of yourself first. And be sure that the cups that you grabbed at the beginning of this training are empty because you drank your water. Thank you so much. I went ahead and provided a resource page for everyone on here today. You can find tips for that self-care quiz and a link for that if you'd like to pass it on to loved ones. You can find more information about the 6 steps to creating a self-care routine, some information about the training clinic where I got some very helpful information about those physical ailments and what can remedy them, that 5-minute yoga video I promised you. And in addition, there are some other resources for the graphics that you saw throughout the slides. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.